When faced with a pending emergency, whether natural or man-made, you will be tackled with many questions. Am I prepared? What do I need to do? Will I have to leave my home? Though Virginia Beach has been battered by Mother Nature a few times in the recent past, residents have not faced a situation that called for mass evacuations. But what if that were to occur? Would you know what to do? One of your best options may be to take advantage of an emergency shelter.
Well, it's a safe place for people to be in a storm and where they may not be safe at home.
When warranted by threatening conditions, emergency shelters are opened in coordination with Human Services, public schools, Sheriff's Office, and the American Red Cross. A number of schools across the city have been identified as primary and secondary shelters. Because each situation is unique, only certain shelters may be opened at a time.
That depends on the storm itself and how severe it is. And these are all decisions that are made by the emergency operations and the city planners.
Prepare for your shelter stay by packing a few items to help you ride out the storm. Consider a sleeping bag or air mattress with sheets and pillows, a first aid kit, toothbrush and toothpaste, deodorant and other personal items, towels and a washcloth, radio and batteries, medications, 3 days worth of clothing, a cooler and drinks and snacks, perhaps a deck of cards or books to pass the time. When you arrive at the shelter, sheriff's deputies will wand everybody in order to keep all safe. Keep in mind there are certain items which are absolutely prohibited, like alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Other rules are established for your welfare and safety. Smoking inside the shelter is prohibited. Pets are not allowed. No minor children without an adult, and children must not be left unattended. The shelter is not responsible for lost or stolen articles, so leave your valuables in your vehicle. There are quiet hours, and they are enforced. And if you should have a problem or a complaint, see the shelter manager.
Well, I hope that they learn that sheltering is a team effort. It's something that we all do together. The staff are there to provide structure and safety, but also it's important to have a good attitude and realize that many people are safe staying in their own homes, but if you come to a shelter, it is a safe place.
Those staff members are easily identified. They'll be wearing the red and white shelter staff lanyards. Once inside, each person will have to register. Shelter staff will be on hand to guide you through the process, but basically, one registration form can be used for an entire household. If you need an interpreter for hearing or language issues, one will be provided for you. If you or a member of your party should have a health or medical issue, you will be directed to the health services table. Registered nurses will be on hand while shelters are open. The nurses will be able to monitor any health issues, refrigerate medications if needed, and even charge special equipment. If you have particular nutritional needs, bring them up with the nurses. Remember, shelters are only equipped to provide basic first aid. Medical needs that require a higher level of care may be transported elsewhere. Here are your accommodations for the duration of your stay. Certainly not a 5-star hotel, but a school gymnasium is a safe spot for you and your family. Pick a spot and keep in mind cots and blankets are not provided until after 72 hours. Quiet hours are enforced and usually begin around 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. Mute electronic games and put cell phones on vibrate or silent modes. And if you are looking to keep up to date, TVs will be set up in the common areas or the cafeteria to keep track of the storm. Meals will be served during your stay, but keep in mind, food selections are at the discretion and availability of the supplies at the school, though every effort will be made to provide nutritious and satisfying meals. Those meal times will be scheduled by the cafeteria manager. Big storms are usually big news, so the media may show up at your shelter. The shelter staff has media representatives who have been trained to respond to reporters. Those reporters are not allowed inside the gym so that the privacy of citizens can be maintained. Now, if a reporter comes to your shelter and you would like to talk to him or her about your experience, let the media representative know, and you will be advised when the reporter is available. Shelters exist to provide a safe place for you to reside during a hurricane or other emergency. The staff makes every effort to provide a clean, organized, and safe shelter. Remember to do your part by keeping your area clean, assisting shelter staff if needed. and watching and protecting your children. Still, it's a shelter and doesn't provide all the creature comforts you might want. But take a few precautions and you'll ride out the storm just fine.
Think about it ahead of time, listen to the weather reports, and try to plan as carefully as you can what needs you might have in about a 24 to 36 hour period away from your home. So that's what I would suggest to people that they do, is just focus on that. And then when you come to the shelter, you have the things you need.
Reporting for VBTV, I'm George Chandler.